Welcome to this week's video. As a matter of fact, this week there's going to be two videos. One that I actually made for this week, and this other one because it has been a major change in the real estate world starting August 17th. I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but there was a lawsuit called the National Associations of Realtors lawsuit. They settled, and basically it has changed the landscape of how business is done when it comes to the commissions of realtors. So before, just to give you a little bit of background, the seller would either pay both realtors, the listing agent and the buying agent. The commission will be anywhere between 5% split in the middle or 6% split in the middle. Well, now the seller does not have to pay the buyer agent. And what that means to the buyer is that the buyer now is responsible for three things in order to buy a home. They're responsible for their down payment, they're responsible for closing costs, and now they will be responsible for paying for their agent. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to pay 100% every single time for your agent. What this means is that it's going to be negotiated. So if you go look at a house, the agent that you currently have is going to call the listing agent and they're going to ask if they are actually paying commissions. If they are not, and then you actually make an offer and the offer is accepted and the contract gets executed, then you are responsible to pay for your agent's commission. This is going to make it very, very important because you may have to come in with the money for down payment, closing costs if there is no seller concessions, and on top of that, there will be the cost of the buyer agent. So what I highly recommend you to do is that when you send me the property, I will go ahead and run the numbers for you. And at the same time, I would like the listing agent to be involved. That's why I'm sending everyone every single week a chat room through messages, right? It's a room where I include the the buying agent, your agent, and you. So what I need you to do is from now on, every time that you're going to be sending me a property that you went and looked at and you want me to go ahead and run the numbers, I'm going to need you to go ahead and make sure that in the text that you're sending me, you're including your agent. Because I'm going to be asking the agent at that point, are commissions included? That way I can run the exact numbers for you. And that way we can go ahead and see if you actually are qualified for this property. This is a very important step because this is a massive change in how the business is done. Now, this is my prediction of what's going to happen. There's going to be a couple months where there's going to be some, for lack of a better word, some greediness, right? Where the seller is going to be like, oh, I don't have to pay for commissions anymore for the buying agent. So therefore, no, I'm not going to be willing to pay for it. The problem is that those properties are going to be left on the market for a number of days, if not months, because a lot of people, the smart people, will go ahead and continue to pay for those commissions because they want to sell their home so they can get into the home that they're trying to buy. So therefore, under those circumstances, those people that are still willing to pay commissions are going to sell their homes faster. Those people that say, no, I don't want to pay for it, well, they're going to be stuck in the market for a long time, and then they're going to be forced to do so. So there will be a period of adjustment, natural. So just go ahead and have that in mind. The good thing for you guys is that we are going into the slow period of the real estate. And that is good for you for a couple reasons. Number one, is going to put pressure on sellers to sell. So if they're selling a property, let's say in September, October, November, December, all the way to January, February, is because they really need to sell their property, right? Who wants to sell their home in the middle of Halloween or in the middle of Thanksgiving or Christmas or so on? So you know that these people who are selling their properties right now are actually motivated to sell. So therefore, I think we're not going to have that many issues. At the same time, there's creative ways that we can actually work, and that's what I will do for you, right? Find creative ways for us to make this happen and to get you into the home that you really like. But in order for this to happen, I really, really, really need you to communicate with me and maintain me looped in with your agent. That way we're all on the same page, no mistakes are made, and we know exactly how to negotiate for you. Have a wonderful weekend.